There's no way I can, say that I had done, I mean, page 12.
Don't go by the clock, matter of
Well, I'm not. It's
What, I mean, what is it about that clock?
I don't know.
I mean,
somebody forgot their battery.
it's been like that for 3 years.
What's going on? Story of my life. Go, go, go.
It may be because it's so,
Just get my brain unscrambled from grandchildren and everything else.
I was off all, today was my first day back. I was off all last week,
Well, I
trying to
like that
recover, put stuff up.
when you take that
I
one
had
down, I take that
271
one.
packages today. We thought Christmas would be over. It ain't.
I like clocks. I got a win. Oh, hush.
Another cup.
That's for the people that you selected for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. We gonna, for the Christmas thing, the certificates didn't come out yet, but we're gonna give them, let y'all go down there and get your picture taken.
Okay.
Then
One of
we'll
those
send
things
it to you.
today. I didn't have time to get ready. You did. Do you have the list for the Christmas decorations? Is it in here?
The name you're talking about? Mm-hmm. I don't think it's just,
All right, welcome everyone. We'd like to welcome you to tonight's meeting. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, a good New Year's celebration, and ready for this new year. We'll start with our invocation by Mayor Pro Tem Cook.
Please stand and pray with me. Gracious and loving God, we give you thanks for this day. We know you are our creator and sustainer of life. Thank you for the many blessings you've given each and every one of us and to this city for 2025. As we enter 2026, may we enter with energy and a lot of hope and opportunity before us. Please protect our workers, our first responders, and our citizens as we move forward into this new year. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first thing on our agenda is for citizens who have signed in to make a statement about something that's on their mind. Want to remind everybody, as I do at all the meetings, that this is a time for if you want to speak to make a statement. We ask that when you come up and speak, you give us your name. After you've done this, you have 2 minutes. We will have shouldn't be a problem if you're prepared. It's not a question and answer time. It's just a time to make a statement to address your concern. When your 2 minutes are up, Ms. Langston will have a timer over there that will go, that will ding, and so we'll ask you to stop when that happens if you're still talking. If you have notes or anything that you want to leave with her to be put into the record, we will certainly accept that. So we will go along with that. Ms. Langston, if you will call our first citizen.
Miss Cece White.
Good evening.
Welcome.
My name is Cecil White. I have a complaint about 1777 Gary Street. It's about 2 houses to the left of me. I've been living at 1769 Gary Street for 18 years. I picked that neighborhood because it's a quiet neighborhood. And the people who were there, the elderly man, he's died, and his wife, I think she's moved to Washington, D.C. To make a long story short, it's booming, just boom, 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 boom. It'll start like 6:30 tonight. It's ongoing, and throughout 9:30 in the morning, I've called the police numerous of times. I've called the Clinton Police Department, Lawrence Police Department. I went in person to both places. They make me look like a fool. My neighbor, she'll tell you the same thing. Not getting any relief. I'm at the last stage of my life. I have a defibrillator, and I'm not getting any rest. I get woken up out my sleep from that, and then they keep making me look like a village idiot, and it's really getting to me. I want to live out the rest of my days in peace without having that. Those are hooligans.
Yes,
That's all I
ma'am.
have to say.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. We will address that. Okay.
Miss Donna Kinsley.
Good evening.
My name is Donna Kinsley. I live at 1769B Gary Street. It's also 1777. All we hear is the loud booming. I've been there since January. We call the police. Nothing. When they go out, they cut it off. 30 minutes after they leave, they cut it back on. I'm an elderly person. I'm 67. And I have been sick. Just like my neighbor said. It's ongoing. It's been ongoing since January. And it needs to stop because we're not getting no sleep at all. That's it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Miss Janice Robinson.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Janice Robertson, and I'm the site coordinator for the zone here in Clinton, South Carolina. On behalf of the executive director, Dr. Teresa D. Shields, and volunteers of the zone, we would like to thank you for the funding that we received from you to do our summer boot camp of 2025, which was a 3-day event at Piedmont Technical College. We had several of our out-of-town speakers to come and speak on finances, mental health, leadership, skill building, behavior, health stimulation, and local officers to come and talk about safety. And also we had a total of 40 children transported daily. We were also able to serve breakfast, lunch, and a snack each day. At the end of this week, we gave away a total of 125 book bags, supplies, personal hygiene products, and personal items. We wanted to come by tonight and say thank you, and we also have thank you cards for each one of you. Will the children and parents of the zone please stand?
All right.
1, 2, 3. Thank you, City of Clinton.
Thank you, ma'am.
Please excuse us, our children have to get ready for school.
I understand. That's everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Next on our agenda is approval of the minutes from the December the 1st, 2025 council meeting. We will entertain a motion to approve those meetings and those minutes. Motion from Mr. Cook. Second from Mr. Kirkendall. Any corrections, deletions, corrections? Okay. If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And the minutes are approved. Okay, we also have next the following proclamations, and we'll entertain a motion to accept January as Birth Defects Prevention Month in the city of Clinton, and also January as Blood Donor Month in the city of Clinton. And I'll entertain a motion to have those proclamations put in order?
Motion.
Have a motion from Ms. Cogswell,
Second.
second from Ms. Williams. Any questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And we are so proclaimed, and we will have those ordinances done.
I'm sorry, man, I do have one question. Are we gonna have a blood drive? Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just looking
Will
at
we
you.
have a blood drive,
It wasn't okay.
for the city?
I
Will we-
don't know.
You don't,
I
okay.
don't know.
If
We'll-
we would have,
The Bloodmobile usually contacts either Sonia or Michelle a couple times during the year. I don't know if there's one planned for January, but we do have some throughout the year that we will make note of and let everyone know when that happens.
that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Tell me
okay.
how I looked at you.
And we'll let everybody know. So,
Okay, thank
all
you.
right, good. Okay, next is, we will recognize our 2025 Christmas Decoration Award winners. We're gonna, each of these award winners will get a $50 credit on their utility bill and get a certificate. And since the certificates aren't here yet, get one of these nice City of Clinton cups. But I think the $50 credit is the best. So we're going to ask each council member to go down when we call your wards and present these. And so Ward 1 is Mr. Cook. It's
He's not here.
Christopher May at 103. Okay. At 103 Derby Lane was the winner.
And it looked good.
And it looked great. All right. Ward 2, Ms. Williams, Shaylin Chandler at 120 Copper Creek. And make sure I said that right. That's my wife. Okay. Come on up. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, Ward 3, Ms. Cogswell. Clady Putnam at 710 North Broad Street. And if I mispronounce your name, do not hesitate to correct me. I'm schoolable.
And I don't know their name, but 304 Summerall Street, you was also in the running. So if you're watching this, you was, and I'll shout out to you as well.
Okay, Ward 4, Mr. Kirkendall, Vanchell Robinson at 402 Academy Street. And, okay,
Well, they did a wonderful job, and it just looked so full of the holiday spirit. I just thought it was really, really pretty.
great, thank you. Okay, Ward number 5, Mr. Danny Smith, had a tie. Jimmy and Sarah Heaton at 401 Caldwell Street. And Wayne and Julie Steele at 403 Caldwell Street. Okay, we'll get, oh, there we go.
Just so y'all know, the neighbor, that happens to be my parents.
Well, take,
I'm gonna give you their cup.
Danny was talking about how y'all were side by side, and it looked so good, and it was so hard to make that decision. There you go.
So they wanted a winner to be declared.
I just keep both cups then.
He who shows up.
That's right.
That's good.
Okay, Ward 6, Ms. Walsh, Joseph and Candace Branham at 200 West Walnut Street.
They're here.
But y'all, they not only do they love a blow up, but they do a great job with a blow up. And if you haven't seen their Halloween decorations, it's even better than the Christmas.
Oh, yeah, I know where you're talking about
Yeah.
now. Okay, and the business winner is Allstate, Hayden Copeland, and I didn't see Hayden in there, but anyway, we'll recognize them as well. So, congratulations to all our winners. Okay. All right, Mr. Metters, turn it over to you.
Good evening. The next item on our agenda is second reading of an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance within the city of Clinton related to establishing an RS2 high-density, single-family residential zoning district and other matters related thereto. We had, this went before the Planning Commission on November the 11th. At the same night, we had a public hearing regarding this item. December 1st was first reading, which was passed. So tonight, we're bringing second reading of this ordinance to you. And what this basically mimics the same thing we did for R3 several months ago. It eliminates the multifamily housing in this area. We will still have an R2, which will allow multifamily housing, but this RS2 is for single-family housing only.
Okay. All right, we have the recommendation from staff, and this is a second reading, so I'll entertain a motion to put that on the table.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Kirkendall, second from Ms. Walsh. Any questions or comments? Okay. If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And second reading is passed. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is first reading of an ordinance to temporarily suspend the application of Sunday sales prohibition, which is blue laws, within the corporate limits of the city of Clinton and other matters related thereto. This is somewhat repetition. We have to do this twice per year. So we get the ball rolling for the first part of the year, and we'll do it again later in July and August.
And we have to have two readings every time
Yes,
that
sir.
we do that. That's right. Okay. Okay, we have the recommendation to do our every 6-month ordinance to temporarily suspend the blue laws, basically. So I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Have a motion from Ms. Walsh,
Second.
second from Ms. Cogswell. Any questions or comments? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
The next agenda item is appointments to the Design Review Board for Ward 1, 2, 4, and 6. We have Michael Stoddard for Ward 2, Stephen Laird, Ward 1, and Harold Nichols, Ward 4, that agreed to serve again for another term. They're allowed to serve 2 consecutive terms of 2 years each. So unless you have other nominees for these would like to serve the second term. Also, Ward 6 has a candidate that's still mulling over the process, and we will bring that up to you next month when we have a definitive candidate for that position.
Okay, so we have nominations for Mr. Stoddard, Mr. Laird, and Mr. Nichols in wards 2, 1, and 4. Did I write that
That's
right?
correct.
Okay. Okay, so we will entertain a motion to appoint them.
So moved.
Have a
Second.
motion from Mr. Kirkendall, second from Ms. Williams. Any questions or comments?
I have a comment. I just want to say thank you to Susan Tallman for serving for Ward 6, and I appreciate her efforts. And I just want to remind people in the public sphere that this is a voluntary thing people do to serve on this, and think some people were jarred by some of the recent comments to the DRB. These are just citizens who are trying to help and following the rules of our city. So we have those rules for a reason. I appreciate them doing the hard work that is running this city. And so thank you to Susan Tallman, and I hope all of these people know that we appreciate them very much.
Absolutely. We do appreciate all the good work that all of our boards, volunteer boards, do. It's sometimes thankless, but it's very necessary, and we appreciate that. Any other comments or questions? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is for council to consider allowing the city manager to sign the contract with Lawrence County for the lease agreement for the portion of the building that DSS is now occupying. This agreement has, and Alan can attest to this agreement has been ongoing for quite some time, and with changes in city managers and county managers, we finally gotten this thing hammered out. And what it's basically doing is giving the lease agreement for 3 years to Lawrence County for DSS to occupy that. It will be at a cost to Lawrence County of $70,000 per year. The first 3 years of this lease will be eaten up by the overage that was spent on our building when they remodeled it, refurbished it. So the first 3 years there will be no lease payment made, and possibly part of the 4th year. So I'm just asking your permission to sign this agreement and get it back to the county so we can move forward. They moved in November the 1st, and this agreement will run through October the 28th of 28.
Okay, and we do have a very nice renovated building, and they will be participating in paying for their utilities and all that goes with that. So we have the recommendation from staff to give city manager the ability to go ahead and sign this agreement for DSS. So I'll entertain a motion if that's the will of council.
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Walsh, second from Mr. Smith. Any questions or comments?
Question, what was the cost of the renovation?
The cost of their renovation was $1.769 million. They had been given $1.5 million from the state of South Carolina to do these renovations with. But cost increases during the time they actually received the money and when they got the construction started had increased a good bit. So this was basically an agreement that was worked out with prior city manager and county administrator and county attorney that we are just now picking up on and getting completed. Alan and I and Mr. Metz from the county's attorney have worked on this and come to the agreement to bring to you all tonight.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
I'm glad we have that space filled. That's wonderful. To have
Oh, yeah.
Such a valuable asset to our community.
That's right. And, you know, I don't think it'll happen, but if they leave us after 3 years, we've got a newly renovated space that we can open up to someone else if needed, or if we grow in that period of time, we will have plenty of space to house other employees or whatever we have there.
Well, we hope we have a long and healthy relationship.
Are we able to provide them, because I was noticing so many cars in the parking lot. Is that all DSS vehicles?
Yes, ma'am. DSS brought 21 state-owned vehicles with them, and that's what you see parked right outside of their building. their employees, some of them park over here in the spaces provided, and they park in our parking lot out back, and some of them actually park across the street. So we have plenty of space for them, and also the citizens that have to go to DSS daily.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions, comments?
I'm confused. You're saying the 70,000 per year for 3 years is basically gonna be a wash for the difference between what they did pay for the renovation
Yes, ma'am.
and what, okay, so.
Yeah, what we got from the state, yeah.
Which is 210.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
That's what the total was, 210.
Okay. If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. And the motion carries. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is a presentation of our audit by Mr. Gary Bailey, Love Bailey.
Mr. Bailey, welcome. Glad to have you here. And is glad to read a good audit report.
And then it will be a good audit report, and I'm glad to present it. What I gave you, you should have a blue folder with Love Bailey on it. I think you probably have that presentation. This one might be in color, so you can see the graph a little bit better. I have found that the presentations are better. I can highlight how well the city did this year, better than going through the audit report, and it's 100+ pages. So that's what I've given you. What you'll see is that the first 4 pages of that is the presentation. The back 4 pages is just a reference material for any council member who'd like to see what the last 5 years has looked like as far as revenues and expenses of the city. So I'll just give you that in case you'd like to look through that, and if you want to look through that a little bit later. But what I'm going to go through is what you see in front that starts with City of Clinton right there on top, in audit year, fiscal year 25. So it was a good year. We, as you know, we come in and we present the audit where we provide audit services to give council and the public assurance on these financials, basically saying they're reliable. And then we give you an opinion on those. And of course, this year we gave you unmodified, which is a clean opinion. We had no findings, no material weaknesses, and they really did a good job. Carl and his staff doing a very good job with the accounting. Everything that we needed to see, all the backup, all the support that we needed was there. And you remember a few years back, that wasn't the case, and it's much better shape now. So I just want to say congratulations to Steve for getting that in good shape the way you've done. So just hitting some of the highlights. We did have to do a single audit this year. What it was kind of wrapping up the recognition of the last ARPA dollars left over, as well as the FEMA dollars. You hadn't got the FEMA dollars yet, but it's the year you spent them. So we had to do the single audit on those FEMA dollars, so you'll get that money in fiscal year 26. So, and we didn't have any findings or issues on the single audit as well. Overall, you'll see in this the bar graph or line graph there right in the middle, operating revenues way up versus operating expenses. Operating expense revenue was about 12.3 million, up from like 8.9 million last year. 3.3 of that was recognizing the last of ARPA dollars, so that was a big increase. You also had increases in property taxes and other revenues. The big increase was the ARPA. But your expenses, operating expenses, were pretty much flat. I mean, it was up about 3%, basically increases in salaries, benefits. So overall, when you look at this year, operating revenues were up 38%, and operating expenses was only up 3%. I mean, you'd like to see that kind of numbers every year. So it really resulted in, if you look underneath that line graph, you'll see operating income. And you'll see back in 22, you were almost $1 million in the hole in 22. And this year in 25, you were 3.3 million to the good. So that's a really good job of controlling your expenses over the last 4 years and getting that turned around. And you'll see that in liquidity there. But you know, that's the money that you have that puts money in reserves, bank accounts for future use, or helps with capital outlay, or pays down debt service. So if that's a negative, you already start in the hole before you even start paying debt service. So you did a really good job of getting that, we'll say, righting that ship over the last 4 years. And then there, that expense breakdown, you'll see the vast majority, the biggest cost driver of your government, and this is governmental only, these numbers, I'll get to utility fund, is salaries and benefits. And that's very consistent with municipalities when we talk about the governmental funds. You're at about 71%. The next biggest cost driver is repairs and maintenance. You have lots of property that requires upkeep every year, and that drops down. So your biggest driver of your expense every year is going to be labor and benefits. And if you have years where health insurance goes way up, or the state decides to increase another % on the retirement, it's going to drive your cost up that year. If you'll flip the page, I'm going to talk about liquidity of the governmental funds. This was great. At the end of the fiscal year, on the governmental funds, you had just over almost 5.1 million in unrestricted cash, which is approximately 108 days of cash on hand, which is a good, strong liquidity position. You really never want to get down. I mean, I like 90 days, 60 days starts getting dangerous, because as you know, you come out of the summer and you use more cash than you're going to collect until you get to about November. So you've got to have a certain amount of cash on hand, liquidity, to get you through that time period. So you did a good job there, and that increased from the prior year. You still got about 4.8 million in restricted cash. A big portion of that is hospitality dollars, which is about 3.3 million there. And the best part of all this is you actually increase liquidity while spending almost $11 million on capital outlay this year. So that was fantastic. You can invest. I know some of it's debt service, some of it's money you've been collecting over the years that's been set in restricted accounts. But of course, the majority of that was 2 big projects: recreation complex, municipal facilities. You also had Elm Street repairs and then some general vehicles, equipment, those kind of things. But it was good to see that you could maintain liquidity and still invest that much back into the city. So the next page, I'm going to switch over to the utility fund. So the governmental funds, great year. Utility funds, I would say equally great year. Both funds did really well. Operating revenues was almost 25.5 million, up from roughly 23 million the previous year. Operating expenses, I got that backwards. Operating expenses was 23 million. That says when you hang up and 21, but that was 21.5 was the 24, and 23.1 was 25. Still solid increase. You'll notice the operating income, and by the way, there's 1.4 million in FEMA reimbursement that's sitting on the books. Money you've already spent that'll get reimbursed next year, fiscal year 26. But if you look at your operating income, this is what I liked, because as you know, the utility fund always helps to cover some of the costs of the governmental funds. And a couple of years ago, that was very tight. There wasn't the utility fund wasn't producing the cash. But if you look in 22, operating income was about 2.9, then it dipped to 1.6 to 1.4, and this year in 25, it's back up to a healthy number at 2.3 million. So that's what you like to see, because that's going to help cover some of the costs that the governmental funds are covering for the utility fund. And just like the governmental fund, you can see the expense breakdown. It's been fairly consistent over the years. Your biggest expense is power purchase. The second expense drops down to salaries and benefits, which was a little bit lower this year, but your repairs and maintenance percentage was up a little bit. But you can see again in that line graph, it's the revenues are staying above the expenses, is what you want to see. And with, like I said, some improvement of almost 800,000 in the operating income from 24 to 25. And then the last page I'll share with you is the liquidity of the utility fund. This is one that I really like seeing. Cash balances was right at 5.5 million, unrestricted cash balances. And that was about 89 to 90 days of cash on hand, which is great improvement, because you can see last year we had about 34 days of cash on hand in utility funds, so dangerously low. Utility fund has a little more flexibility because you're constantly collecting. It's not like the general fund, you're collecting monies every month. But still, as you know, utilities are expensive and that cash can go pretty fast with a major repair. So 90 days, it's good to see that back at 90 days. And you had about 3.6 million in restricted. If I remember correctly, Carl, correct me if I'm wrong, most of that FEMA money that you're going to collect is going to go back into the rate stabilization fund. Yeah, so that's going to bump that back. It's about 3 million at the end of the year, and that should bump back up, closer to 4, maybe a little more than that in fiscal year 26. So overall, the internal controls are in good position. I think you have good segregation of duties. You have good controls watching expenditures. Good approvals, all those things. We didn't have any internal control findings. Really, when you look at it overall, the city just had a really good year. I mean, it really bounced back. From a little bit down years, 23 and 24, 25 really bounced back and put the city in a better position, liquidity-wise. So I would just tell you, great job to council and the budget that y'all approved and maintaining. Joey and Carl doing a good job maintaining the expense line and really just put the city in a good position at year end. So it's a lot of information, and I went kind of fast there, so I'll be glad to answer any questions that anyone might have.
Anybody have questions for Mr. Bailey? I appreciate the good work that Carl and Carla and Joey, all the department heads, everybody works on the budget. But and it's a team effort. But we have certainly come back from some sort of dire times in the past few years to where we are right now. And I see us continuing to do really good things, and I just appreciate the good work that everyone has done, and as well as the support of council on this. So, questions or comments?
Good audit. I was telling Mr. Cook earlier, I said, I just got to page 12. I couldn't go through all this here. But you couldn't find nothing. Everything was perfect. I mean, that's just kind of...
I may have complained the last couple of years to you, so I was glad to come in this year and say, hey, great job. But it really did. You did a good job. I probably last year complained that your liquidity was too low on the utility fund analysis, that you needed to increase that. But no, I thought you did a really good job. I had no findings or issues that we needed to bring to your attention.
Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you for your work.
Do we need to accept the audit? We just accepted it? It just,
most of them take it as
information only, right?
and that's fine with me.
Yeah, information only.
Okay. All right.
Good night.
Mr. Bailey, thank you so much. There you go. I hear you. All right. Thank you very much.
I do have a question with Mr. Meadows. Will this, and also Carl as well, will this get posted, this audit get posted online for the citizens to see this? Because it wasn't what we just had the agenda on the line for this week, right? We didn't have all this information that citizens need to, because we know with other neighboring cities, we've been having issues and stuff, but we want to be transparent and accountable to our citizens to post that and put it out there.
Yes, ma'am. It will be posted, and that's what you just mentioned is some of the things that we will cover Thursday night in our strategic plan.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Meadows, any more on your report?
My report is just to remind everyone that we're going to have a ribbon cutting Thursday at
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock on the fire substation that's just been reconstructed, rehabilitated. Looks great. So So
It
please
does.
come out and take a look. And all the citizens that are listening also, please come take a look at what, we've done with that building and provide a good work environment for our firefighters that work in that station from time to time. The other thing I had for tonight was we will have our strategic plan work session Thursday night at 6. And I will be covering the first couple of areas that fell under your must-do things for us to look at in the strategic plan. And we will get started on that. Got some good things for you. Got some good people coming to tell us how we can do some of these things and get the ship righted on the way we communicate with each other and with our community.
Great.
That's all.
That's all. Okay. Any questions of Mr. Metters? Mr. Stevens?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. As you see the financial summary through the end of November in your packets, really is the last couple of months, not a whole lot has changed here. We're still behind on our revenue target. We're at 33.58% of our budget for revenue through the end of November, where we should be roughly 42%. But once again, this is very typical this time of year. We did bounce back a little bit. Our negative fund balance at this point is only 135, whereas a couple months ago we were at about a negative 600,000. So we expect, everything that we are doing is staying right on track with our budget. Expenses are really very little, as a percentage, are about 1% higher than our actual revenue brought in. So, we're still in mode of spending on what we need to spend. So, just like that, just like we have been for the last couple of months. So the good thing is, our negative fund balance at 134,000 is very typical this year, and expecting to turn that around. Now, I can say we did receive in December our first check from the county for our major, when the real property comes on, that starts being collected in November, December. We'll get our bigger checks in January and February. I saw a very slight increase on that, so I don't expect this year to have any major growth in property taxes. But it is exactly where we plan to be. On the utility fund side, we're a couple percentage points ahead on revenue-wise. This is mainly due that our electric, water, and sewer billings are about 4.93% past where we were at this point last year. But once again, the expenses are staying right in line with that. Our fund balance through the end of November is a positive $1 million, and that has really stayed stable for the last 2 or 3 months. So basically, in the last couple of months, the utility fund has been in a kind of a net zero kind of operation, which is fine. That's where we need to be, especially because those are the months where we've hit the peak of the summer. Now we're kind of coming down through the fall, and now we'll be kind of picking up in the next couple of months for the winter months where it gets a little bit colder. So other than that, operations are staying as expected.
Thank you. Any questions or comments for Mr. Stevens? Appreciate that good work. It's always good to hear good reports and things are going normally. So, okay. Council members, Mr. Cook.
I just want to say thank you to the finance department and to the entire staff for the audit we just received. That is remarkable and is outstanding for our city to be in as strong a financial position as we were in, and to have no internal control weaknesses or findings is pretty rare in any kind of audit. So that speaks volumes to the city and from where we've come from to where we are, accolades to everybody that had a part of that, and also to the city and Main Street for the wonderful Christmas we had this year with the lights and the festivities. It was a very nice celebration, and I think very well received by our citizens. So thank you in regards to both of those, and hopefully we'll have a safe start to a new school year. That's all,
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. Williams?
I can piggyback on Mr. Cook. Want to thank the staff for a perfect audit. Wow, that's amazing to be able to get an audit where there's no internal findings. The mill, Mr. Meadows, what is this something that's coming, or the mill house?
I think it was left at some of our
Oh, it wasn't supposed to be something for us?
Never mind.
We may have something.
It was on my desk, so, you know, I was waiting for you to tell something about it, but, want to thank, okay. But anyway, want to thank everyone for a wonderful Christmas that we've had, this year. The decoration and everything is beautiful. I guess we'll be taking it down pretty soon.
Starting Wednesday, I believe.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, want to thank Mr. Chandler and all of those that participated with the Christmas decoration, and hopefully we're going to have a very positive and good new year moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Cogsdale?
We're gonna change the order. We're gonna start rotating who gets to go first, so we're not piggybacking off of you. I'd also like to thank those that was over budget, each one of you or whatever, that had a role in it. I mean, from a negative, you know, basically $1 million in the negative in 22 to a 3.3 in the plus in 25 in 5 years. I think that's absolutely amazing turnaround. So, Carl, your team, I think that's great. Mr. Spry, everybody was very impressed with the lights and stuff downtown. Now, ain't you?
I've had some, the public works guys, the city guys.
Well.
We encouraged and said thank you, but they did it.
Well, everybody was impressed with the lights downtown and moved to the depot. So, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Kirkendall?
Well, so much good has been said. Of course, you can't top the budget that we just went through. I appreciate all the efforts there to make sure that we're spending our money wisely. And unfortunately, I got to bring up something that's on my mind, and that deals with our trash pickups in that areas. And I think maybe the public needs to be reminded that if the trash truck comes to an area that the trash can itself is overflowing, that the truck will not pick that up to prevent trash just being strung everywhere. And of course, this is probably worse during the Christmas season, but maybe if we could remind our citizens that procedure so that it's done a little bit better than what I've seen lately in the areas where trash has just not been picked up, but it tends to fall over and then it's in the street and it just becomes a real eyesore and a troublesome area.
Okay.
Thank you for mentioning that. One other thing I meant to mention earlier, Miss Langston is going to be taking over our public information officer's role.
Okay.
And so we will be getting some things out, and like I said earlier, in the strategic plan, we will work and talk a little bit about that
Sounds
later
good.
on this week.
Thank you. Thank you. Other than that, it was a beautiful town. I mentioned to Joey several times, I think our town was just so beautiful this year. Coming in, especially from Lawrence, and coming in with all those lights, it really just made a big impact on anybody that came into our city. Thank you so much for that.
We had such a down year last year, and so anything we did over and above what we had last year was a big improvement. But our utility department, every one of them, at some point, Public Works and Utilities stepped up to the plate and got that done. And He gonna kill me in the morning for saying this, but Kevin Snellgrove really stepped up to the plate with some of the things that he purchased to make our downtown look better.
Did he buy the Grinch and the Abominable Snowman? I saw people
Grinch
taking
is the
pictures.
Huh.
Oh, yeah,
That's a
that's
fan
a photo
favorite.
op.
You didn't like the
Yes.
Grinch? Oh, that's my favorite.
He also purchased the slate down at the depot.
Wow.
Kevin, you know, we go back and forth every year about how bad we dislike Christmas because of what all we have to do here leading up to Christmas, but Kevin stepped up to the plate this year.
Really?
That's a good thing. Thank you. Mr. Smith.
Thank you. I just want to echo kind of what everybody else has said. And I'm sitting here thinking as y'all talk, I went to Missouri to visit some family. And one of my aunts said every time we see pictures, it just looks like such a charming downtown, especially they were talking about the Christmas stuff. But I think it's easy for us that live here all the time to see more of the negative than the positive. And it's good to hear from an outside perspective that other people notice that too. And we do have a charming downtown and a charming town in general, and I think it's good for us to be reminded of that. That combined with the great audit, I think we just all have a lot of reason to be proud of Clinton right now. So appreciate all that went into that.
Thank you. Ms. Walsh.
Thank you, Carl, Carla, all of our, and all the staff, because everyone has to bring their budget that I know you all have had to pare down over the years, that it is not easy to take away things, to limit spending, and for those of us who were here during those years, this is very nice. And so we appreciate all your hard work, and that there are people, I appreciate that there are people willing to look at these numbers all day. I would also like to say thank you to everyone for all the Christmas festivities. Everyone does a great job and pulls together. That made me think the trash ordinances. First of all, you haven't driven by my house and seen my trash can. That wasn't a direct comment at me, was it, Gary? Since all my kids were home over Christmas. I had to take some to the dump today because we had no more room in the can. But for our planning session, just as a thought, I have had some people talk to me about you know, it's a great thing in the city of Clinton that we can leave our stuff if it's things that are able to be picked up by the trash scooper thingy. I don't remember the name. And that is an asset that a lot of people enjoy in our city. But when you put it out on a Tuesday and it's not, you know, trash day isn't until Monday, it is also an eyesore. And if people are moving to town and we're showing them our neighborhoods, maybe we could look at a way to clarify our ordinances and then clarify our information strategy, that these are the days to put it out the night before, but let's not leave the couch out all week.
Yeah, we have that schedule set up with that information on it, so we will get it out there again.
I know, and people, you know, I don't know the schedule, but I have complete faith in Ms. Langston. She has been an amazing servant to this city for the last decade more, and so I have complete and utter faith in you to get our city straight, and because you'll know how to reach them, and I appreciate you. That's it.
You hold on. I got one more thing. Officer Lawton, Lieutenant, I want to appreciate you and thank you for what you just done addressing those citizens' concern, for you to step out and address that issue. I know that one goes unnoticed, but thank you.
Well, from now on, I'm going to talk first, so I can say, no, I'm just kidding. I like to get it all done. I said the only complaint I had during Christmas was somebody in my neighborhood called and said, I just rode through the middle of town. They put up a statue that looks just like you. And they were talking about that abominable snowman out there. So, anyway, but I thought he was right handsome. Just echo, thank you for everybody. You can tell the pride that everybody has. You know, utility department trimming those trees so they all look the same. I mean, everybody pulled together, and everybody, you know, just it's just what our city does, and I just appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's worked on all of this. One thing that I wanted to remind everybody is that January 20th is Hometown Legislative Action Day by the Municipal Association. So if you want to go, it's in Columbia. It's a day-long event. You need to call in. Just call Joey about that. Mr. Metters will get us set up for that. And on the 21st is the Municipal Institute, where you can take classes to learn how to, you know, about municipal government, and this is the Municipal Institute and the Advanced Institute. So if you want to participate in those, I don't think it's too late yet. So call Mr. Metters and get your name in on that, because we have to pre-register. But anyway, thank you, council. Everybody has participated in everything we've been doing, and appreciate the good work that goes into making our city run and being the good place that we love to live in. So if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Gotta have
A motion by Ms. Williams. You were really fired up about getting out of here, Ms. Williams. Motion from Ms. Williams, second from Mr. Smith. Any questions or comments? Not all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And we are adjourned. Thank you.